Hi, my name is Anisa Mohammed, and I'm going to share with you how where a country is located impacts the accessibility and quality of its healthcare, and how improving it means progress for the entire globe. Why does healthcare even matter? Well, following the Industrial Revolution, populations boomed. The spread of disease slowed and the economy skyrocketed. Why? Because during this point in time, inventions were brought about and new practices as well, such as the assembly line and quick modes of transportation, allowing fast production and speed and spread of knowledge. This means healthcare and information and technology were able to develop and quickly spread across the globe. Unfortunately, not all countries have adequate resources and knowledge about how to treat disease, and due to the lack of contraceptives and sexual education in these countries, many of these locations are some of the highest populated in the world, meaning more people have less access to quality health care. Many studies have used amenable mortality to measure the quality of healthcare in a country, which is the method of deaths that occurred which could have been prevented by modern, good quality healthcare. The following data uses Healthcare Access and Quality Index, which is more accurate, as it does not include deaths that may have nothing to do with quality of healthcare, such as instantaneous death from a natural disaster, like a hurricane. Based on the data shown in Figure 1, Sub-Saharan Africa had the lowest HAQ index of 19.6 in 1990, improving by 12.3 points by 2016, making it the slowest improving country in regard to healthcare access and quality. The high income bracket, consisting of Australasia and some countries in Asia Pacific and North America, had the highest HAQ in 1990, climbing 14.3 points by 2016. Southeast Asia, East Asia, and Oceania had the highest increase in average HAQ, with an increase of 25.8 in the 26-year time period. Based on this analysis, Sub-Saharan Africa is likely the least developed and will stay the least developed for a while compared to other non-high-income regions due to its slow climb up the HAQ ladder. South Asia's rating was only 4.2 points higher than this region in 1990, but had improved quicker, jumping a whole 16.6 points in 26 years. The next two figures will provide as a visual aid displaying the location of each country on a map, indicating their HAQ index by color. Figure 2 shows HAQ index in 1990, while Figure 3 shows HAQ indexes in 2016. We can see right here in Sub-Saharan Africa that most of the countries are dark red, meaning that they have the lower HAQ index. Over here in South and Southeast Asia, we see many of these countries are red as well. More orange and yellow countries are in North Asia and parts of Europe here, and some in Saudi Arabia over here, and there's one in, I believe this is Algeria right here in the Sahara. Over here in North America, we see that these are a green color, and then down here in Latin America, all of these are orange and red, with the exception of one yellow here. Over here in Australasia, right here we have Australia. This is green as well, about the same color as Canada up here. And then over here we have green too, and right up here in the Japan area, we have some green here as well. So it's noticeable right off the bat that right here in Sub-Saharan Africa, many of these countries on the inside and more central Sub-Saharan Africa remain red. We have countries along the coast here that turned orange. And right here in North America, these countries turned blue. I believe they jumped about 2 colors because they were green before. And then right here in Australasia, these countries turned purple and blue as well. Here in South and Southeast Asia, many of these countries changed color. Right here over in the South Asia, India area, these countries remained kind of a red color. It looks like they went up by about 1 color. And over here in Asia Pacific has also turned purple. And we also see progress right here in the northern part of Asia. These countries turned to be a green color. So based on the difference in colors of the countries on maps A and B, that's figures 2 and 3, it is evident that most countries achieved at least slightly improved in healthcare access and quality index. Slightly less than half the countries in sub-Saharan Africa, however, were dark red, which is an HAQ index of less than 42.9 in 1990, and they were still red 25 years later in 2015. Many of these countries don't have direct access to a coast, such as Chad and Democratic Republic of Congo. This may be a large contributor to their slow progression, and it's possible that because these countries do not have their own ports, it's more difficult for them to receive the more advanced materials and technology they need to provide quality healthcare. Many countries in Southeast Asia, East Asia, and Oceania jumped an impressive 2 to 3 colors. So that is from about 47.0 to 51.3, or that range to 69.7 to 74.4 in only 25 years, such as China. Overall, the regions with the highest HAQ index are high income. This includes North America, Australasia, and Asia Pacific. The regions with the greatest improvement of health access and quality index are in the eastern portion of the map. This includes Southeast Asia, East Asia, and parts of Oceania. Many countries in sub-Saharan Africa and a few in South Asia saw little to no improvement in HAQ between 1990 and 2016. So why is this the case? Well, these conclusions are perhaps a result of high-income regions having ample direct access to oceans, meaning they have more ports, allowing them to trade more with other countries and receive medical technology and other materials necessary to administer quality healthcare. All of the high-income countries are within close proximity to at least one other high-income country. So it is a possibility that these countries mutually benefit from one another through spread of knowledge from factors such as immigrant healthcare providers and ability to access and publish educational documents about healthcare practices and technology online. Many regions with low and slow developing HAQ index, however, have zero to little of these resources and are far from countries with high HAQ index, so they cannot benefit. So right here, figure 4 is a graph which provides a visual representation of change in HAQ index by country, with the socio-demographic index of each country indicated by color. Socio-demographic index, or SDI, is simply a measure of how developed a country is. Based on this graph, more developed countries tend to have higher HAQ index and less improvement in HAQ index than countries with a low SDI. Countries with low middle to high middle SDI saw the greatest improvement in HAQ. For example, China right here, this country that I actually mentioned had great improvement in HAQ in a previous slide. Here we see that in 1990, it was at 50. And then by 2015, it is around between 75 and 60. And this country is yellow, so that means it is a middle SDI. Figure 5 displays the relation of HAQ index of a region to probability of survival of the residents of that region. Each continent is indicated by color. Based on the graph, regions in North America, Europe, and Oceania have residents with the highest chance of survival, as well as HAQ index. Regions in Africa, Latin America, and some regions in Asia tend to have low health access and quality index and low probability of resident survival. And something interesting, and this again relates to how I was explaining that a lot of Asian countries were improving quickly. We have some countries up here that have high HAQ index right here. But then some of them still have low probability of survival. So a good question to ask is, why is this happening? That would be something good to look into. And also we have some Asian countries that are down here. And so they have low probability of survival and they have low HAQ index. And of course, again, up in Europe, we do see a scatter of blue right here. So there are a lot of high HAQ index countries with varying probabilities of survival. And perhaps this is due to the varying economies in Europe, and perhaps due to a lot of political tension, maybe. That would be something nice to look into as well. Have you ever thought about what the world would be like if everyone got along and everyone pitched in to help each other? Well, if global efforts were made to improve healthcare access and quality in areas where it's low, and these efforts were successful, global life expectancy would, of course, skyrocket. Economy across the world would improve as job availability would increase, therefore more money would circulate. And for these reasons, perhaps including global HAQ index should be a priority amongst countries that are able to contribute.